Hello there. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel, Snips by Kelly. I'm Kelly, and tonight we're going to talk about coming full circle. I have all kinds of inspirational artwork in the background where I've used circles in a variety of ways in my scrapbooking. And I have been using circles in my scrapbooking for 2 to 3 decades. Yes. Now, in the earlier years, obviously, I traced my circles. I would find circular objects, trace those, and cut around those objects. About 2 decades ago, Creative Memories came out with these cool little templates, plastic elements that were shaped like different sizes of circles and blades, and they are still around today. Those were my first newfangled way to create circles. Then, of course, over time, we had things like dies that would cut circles, and of course, the Cricut that would cut circles. We have punches that will cut circles, and so many ways now in modern times to create circles. But I've used circles in so many different ways in my scrapbooking to really enhance my scrapbooking, and I really love me a great circle layout. Circles are great landing spots. They are for support for different icons and titles, and just a great base and a foundation for other elements. I use circles a lot as a focal background element, an element that really draws attention to a featured photo or something that's within the circle. I use it as wreaths. I do a lot of wreath style layouts where the actual circles themselves become the wreath, or perhaps the wreath is shaped like a circle. I do a lot of scribble circles where I draw circles in and overlap them. I can do scribble circles on the Cricut, or I draw scribble circles just using a plate or a paper plate. I do clusters of circles to create embellishments. Many times I just slide circles underneath each other to create a little bit of dimension, popping those circles on top of each other, sticking those in between elements on pages. Of course, we can have circles as photos and photo mats. We can put all kinds of circular photos inside things. I love to have a band of circles across the top of a page, across the bottom of a page, or maybe a layer of them coming down vertically, and then laying other elements and photos and things on top, using those circles as the background. Of course, you've seen super cute layouts as pie slices, either as a literal pie. I've done a pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving with different pattern papers using pie slices inside a circle, or just cutting the circle in different segments for an interesting background. Of course, circles are used very often for journaling. I've used the negative pieces of circular objects as either frames or just, scrapbooking underneath the negative space. And then, of course, using a circle loosely where it becomes your base, but you're just using that circle loosely so that you can put items underneath that circle all the way around, like florals or different elements like flourishes and things like that that can come out from underneath. Definitely circles can replace, like a circle could replace an O in a title. It could replace different elements that are around it, such as the lens of a camera, a porthole, a compass, a globe, the center of a flower. Definitely you can fold circles in different ways to create designs and make other interesting elements within your pages. I like to fold a circle and do hidden journaling underneath and make it into a pop-up. I've actually used circles as elements embedded within the page. I've welded circles together to create overlays, and that's really a lot of fun. I love using circles to be able to show off every piece of pattern paper in a collection. So if you have a circle that has different spaces behind it or different squares behind it, you can use all of the different patterns in the paper and create a patchwork feel behind it. Again, you can use the circles as O's in words. I love that. I love just having it as a foundational base and using all the elements within inside the circle from up underneath the circle. I love using it as a base for the title. Circles can be used to be able to soften elements of a scrapbooking page. If you have a lot of elements that are square or have sharp edges, adding a circle or two in some way, shape, or form softens that layout and helps give you balance in the layout. I also love to make tons of circles out of different bits and pieces. Flourishes are a big one, but you can create circles out of toys icons. You can create circles out of gifts. You can create circles out of just about anything that your theme allows. I also love using circles to represent, the days of Christmas or the number of months. If you're doing a baby layout, I think like in some examples that you see here, I believe I had a circle plate that had cookies for Santa on it. I also love designing circular elements that actually have a scene built into the background. So if you're going to do a large shaker element and you're going to put a snow scene in the background, or if I believe I did a lake element where there was a little lake scene in the background of a circle. There are so many amazing things that you can do with circles. Some of them are a little more modern, some of them are a little more old-fashioned, some of them are in between, but there's something that you can be certain about, and that is circles will always be on trend in some way, shape, or form. I like to think of objects that aren't necessarily circles, but have a circular shape, and then create a very large element in the background with that shape. So I love to use scallop circles. I love to use flowers as a circle. There's obviously a sun has been used many, many times in summer layouts. I love to make circles that actually come together to create something. So it could be a snow globe, a snowman, the base of a flower. It could be letters or different things like that. This particular example is a globe. I've done quite a few circles that are compasses or maps. You can create the circles out of drawing, out of Cricut elements, out of strips. I've even done circles just out of tiny strips of paper all the way around. A really popular trend now is to actually fold pieces of paper around the outer edge of a circle. And then I've also created circles out of ink techniques or created stencils out of circles and then inked between those circles. That's a really, really fun one. Circle tabs can be a really great go-to if you just need a little bit to decorate the edge of a page or the edge of a photo. You can make tabs out of cutting off the tops of circles. I love to dissect circles as well and make little round chunks all the way around where the circle, bits and pieces of the circle don't actually touch, but they create a circle and then maybe another inner circle. I love to slice decorative circles out on the Cricut and create things like portholes, ship's wheels, different things like that. Bubblegum machines like you see here. You can use circular stickers And a lot of times I love to create a smaller subtitle and a title using a circle where you have a smaller word on the circle, and then you pop that circle up on top or underneath another word. I love to do cricket writing around circles, or just simply do die cut letters or titles that go around the outer edge of the circle or the inside of the circle, creating an oversized title. I've done circles that are viewfinders, circles that are the lenses inside the cameras. Of course, all of these ideas are timeless and can be changed up and varied and used over and over throughout time. I hope you are inspired to use some circles in your scrapbooking layouts, and if you have any great ideas that you'll share as well. Come back soon for more on Snips by Kelly.